I was today years old when I found out that my off-brand AirPods have a microphone. So that's why it looks like I'm playing the harmonica here. This is the intro to my September reading vlog. So you're going to see different clips and the different books that I've read and what I thought about them. Editor Sami is also here. Say hi. She's me from the future editing this video and correcting all my mistakes. So without further ado, let's go into those reading clips. Hey guys, what's up? I need to angle this. Okay. I have finished some books. I'm trying to figure out what I'm saying. Typically I read 4 books per month. 'Cause I'm a busy woman, and so far I've read 2 books and I wanted to share them. One that I really enjoyed was The All-American by Susie Finkbeiner. And in this one, we follow a family during the Red Scare in the U.S. We follow mainly 2 sisters, Bertha and Flossie. We go back and forth between those perspectives. There's a lot of football, there's literature references. Overall, I thought the storytelling was phenomenal and the amount of detail in this book was great. We follow this family through the ups and downs, and overall, I really enjoyed this book. 4 out of 5 stars. Next one I feel bad about because this is a Christian dystopian book and I feel bad because I did not enjoy it. I thought I was gonna sneeze. Okay. This book makes me sneeze, apparently. And it was Anomaly by Krista McGee. Unfortunately, this was not my cup of tea. The plot I found really intriguing. The faith content in this book was really good. I will say it was really good. But everything else kind of flopped for me. We follow Tally, the main character, and basically everyone's underground because the top has been wiped out from nuclear war and there's radiation. It's not livable. So everyone's underground in like a bunker, and there's different generations. You live in a pod within your generation, and every person has a different purpose. So our main character is a musician. There's a lot of music in this book. And there's scientists trying to figure out how to raise humans, I guess, so that war doesn't happen again. And the plot was interesting. The way it was executed, didn't really enjoy. I couldn't get into the book with the storytelling. I didn't think there was enough description of the setting, or it felt rushed. I just had a hard time getting into this book. The faith content was good. The main character asked a lot of hard-hitting questions about God. I thought that was really good, and they got answered. Everything else didn't enjoy. I gave it 2.5 stars. I will not be continuing with this series, unfortunately. But right now I am reading Mind Games. I'm really enjoying that, so I'll finish it, see how I feel, and then see what other books I finish. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to reading update number 2. So, as you can see, some of the books, one of the books that I read, I returned to the library. But let's talk about that one first. I have 2 DNFs, and then one book that I really enjoyed. The first DNF was Between Earth and Sky by Amanda something. I don't remember how that book got on my TBR, but it was on the list of books I wanted to read, and so I borrowed it from the library. I unfortunately DNF'd it because of content reasons. Up until that point, that book was really good, though. I thought the writing was really well done. It was an emotionally heavy read. So basically the book is written about the Native American assimilation basically in the US. And so we follow the main character, Alma. It's dual timeline, so when she's younger and then when she's older and married. And this was a hard read. There's, I'd say different trigger warnings in it. Mainly like abuse. Overall, I thought the writing was really well done. I don't know, I went through all different emotions reading it. However, I DNF'd at when there was 80 pages left of the book. So I got pretty far in the book and I DNF'd it because I guess there's technically 2 romances. I liked the older one when she's married. I loved that romance. The other one, I despised. I did not like it. And it went further than what I wanted, or than what I'm comfortable with. And so, because of that, plus just how heavy this book was, I ended up DNFing it. I think I know part of what happens at the end, so I could have stuck around to see the storyline play out. Because I got a hint of what the author was doing with the book. But I didn't stick around, so that was a DNF. Another DNF is a book that you see right now. Joanna Davison Politano is a very popular Christian fiction writer. I've read 2 other of her books, and I really enjoyed them. So I really thought I was going to enjoy this book. However, I DNF'd it. Just because this book felt different than her other books, the writing of it, and I couldn't pinpoint exactly what it was. The theme of this book is more serious. We have our main character who goes into an asylum in order to find a mystery woman, basically. And so this book felt like it had more serious tones to it, and I don't know, the writing just didn't work for me. I was reading this book and I had 0 interest in the characters, in the plot, just any of it, and I had a really hard time getting into this book. I am back. I got water, and then the telephone started ringing, so took care of that. Okay. I love this. Okay. And that book that I really did enjoy, so The Lost Melody I read, and I was expecting to really enjoy it, but I didn't. This next book was the opposite. This book I was not expecting to like because it's Christian suspense, and that genre doesn't really spark an interest in me. I've tried a little bit of it, and I was like, eh. But I heard... So I didn't think I was going to enjoy this book, but then I really did enjoy this book. And I heard that I don't know where I heard this, I don't remember, but I heard that this book is like a female Sherlock Holmes in a way, and so I was like, okay, now I need to read this book. But it's Mind Games by Nancy Mell. And I don't know if I showed this book. I just talked about it. I didn't show it. Oh, it's the morning. My brain is, okay. Mind Games by Nancy Mell, and we follow Kaylee Quinn, who is the daughter of a serial, I don't know if I can say the word or not, but a serial, and you learn that by the very beginning of the book. And she also has this unique technique of finding the bad guy by pretending like she's having, just like sitting down having coffee with this guy and enacting a conversation with him. So she's asking questions and he's responding, but it's her, of course, because he's not actually there. And between who her dad is and this unique technique that she uses, people don't really trust her. They think she's crazy, all those things. But she and her partner go on this case because the FBI is sent we'll say a letter, and so she and her partner have to crack this letter that they were sent, and ultimately her life is in danger. If I would describe this book in one word, it'd be fascinating. I found this book fascinating. You really get to see the ins and outs of them narrowing down the suspects and all the conversations that come with that. So I actually got the second book on eBay, and I'm going to read the second book for the Middle Earth readathon. That's going to be the sequel. For the sequel prompt, I'm going to read the second book of this series. Hello everyone and good morning. I have a reading update number 3 featuring flowers. I've had these for a long time. I thought I would, oh my gosh, we got the cup, we got the flowers. I don't know if that's too much, but whatever. Okay. I'm speaking a little bit more quiet because it is morning, and so it's quiet in this house, and therefore me talking, I feel really loud. But another book that I just finished is the second book to a series, and this is To Spark a Match by Jen Toronto. I read the first book, and surprisingly, I was shocked with how much I really enjoyed it. That was my first Jen Toronto book, and I really liked it. So I thought I'd read the second one. The second one follows Adelaide, and she is introduced in the first book. She loves cats. She owns a lot of cats. She loves books. She's always in the bookstore. She also finds herself in some sort of embarrassing situation, and so she doesn't fully fit in with the high society. But this book has a theme of spies and mystery. There's a little bit of mystery going on in this book. I didn't enjoy this book as much as the first one. I feel like just the overall theme of this book just didn't really work with me. This book is also very dialogue heavy. The first one was too, but this one I found even more so dialogue heavy. I really enjoyed the first part of the book, and then the second maybe half or so went down from there, but I would give this maybe 3 stars about. Alright, and then so the next book that I read was The Warrior Maiden by Melanie Dickerson. And this book follows Mulan, and it's a Mulan retelling, essentially. And so people generally know how that storyline goes. She goes to fight in place of her father. And overall, I thought it was a nice book, but it didn't really work with me. At the end, I was more or less bored. I wasn't really interested anymore, and I just don't think it was really my cup of tea. I would give this like 2.5 stars. um, yeah, this just wasn't my kind of book, and I've read a different book by this author, and I gave it the same rating. I'm gonna read some more of her books before saying that she's not an author for me, so I'm gonna try more. But yeah, there was part of it was there was less action than I wanted and more romance than I wanted, and a lot of just two people trying to figure out their feelings, and that was more of the book than I really cared for. That's the last book of this month. In October, I'm doing the Middle Earth readathon, and so I'm really excited for that. I am planning out what books I'm going to read. But overall, yeah. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye.